Hi, I'm Pam D'Amore, the Decorating Diva. I want to show you one of my favorite trims because sometimes when I'm doing a project, you know I do a lot of trims, a lot of welt cords and trimmings, and you probably have watched some of my videos. I have a favorite one that I like to do when I can't find the right fabric, and one of those is what I call embellish welt cord. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you, we're going to make welt cord, and then I'm going to show you how to make it morph into matching your fabric more than maybe it would if you hadn't done that. I've got an example here. This is a sample from my book, The Tangled Home, and you can see I've used a cord here that was done in a kind of a, I guess, a robin's egg blue silk, and then I've gone over it with a decorative stitch using a nice decorative embroidery thread. This is one of my favorite techniques, and I like this because sometimes when I'm doing something, doing a little embellishing, a simple welt cord isn't enough. I don't have the right fabric, I don't have the right color combination. So this is how we can make our own fabric and make our own welt cord, and this is what I call embellish welt cord. So what I've got here is an example of a sample from my book, The Tangled Home, and I've got, you can see this welt cord. It was just a plain silk that I took a decorative embroidery thread and did a nice fancy stitch over the top. And so I'm going to show you how we did that. So what I'm starting out with is we've got this pearls and piping foot that we used earlier. We love this foot. It's perfect for making our welt cord. But what makes this nicer, because a lot of companies, other brands, have a welting foot with a groove on the side. This one, because the groove is in the middle, it's perfect for doing this embellishment. So it works double duty. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our trim. So, and you could use, this could either work for the micro welt or the standard welt, but we'll do the standard welt. I'm going to move my needle all the way over using my left-right shift button. Fold my fabric, and I chose just a simple plain black so that you all could see how a plain fabric could really be jazzed up. I've moved my needle all the way over to the right, and you don't want to stretch your fabric as you sew. You want to just kind of hold it and let the machine feed naturally, because you're going to get a better product. You don't want it to be twisted. We're using a polyester filler cord that's wrapped, not twisted, so we'll have a nice smooth trim. Using my stiletto to make sure it's staying in place. See how nice and flat that is? So now I'm going to go to my little cutting mat here, and we're going to use the 5-in-1 ruler, and we're going to use the larger trimming groove. And I'm going to trim this, and if you remember, I'm left-handed, so it might look a little backwards to you, so just bear with me as I do this, you know. I always say everyone in the world is born right-handed, but a few of us can overcome the handicap. Just a little joke there, folks. Okay, so here is my cord. Now I'm going to change to a thread, and I'm going to pick a lime green thread that's going to match my base fabric. I'm going to rethread my machine. One of the things that I love is the ease that these machines are to thread. And we have a needle threader that is second to none. All right, now we're going to go to our screen and let's look at some different stitches. We've got a lot of stitch possibilities. So what we want to look for when we're doing this is a stitch that's going to jump over the cord. Okay, so I could go with a zigzag and make that really wide. This one is another zigzag. This one's a 3-step zigzag, so that one I wouldn't want to use. This is an overcast stitch. We could use that one. We could use that one. So we can just scroll down and see there's so many possibilities. The one on my project is, let me see if I can find it. It's probably over here. It was like one of these. Right here's what I used. And that's a nice one. So there's just a lot of different stitches. You could use that one. So let's use that one. We want to go all the way up to the widest width. And we're going to add a little bit of extra length. Once your stitch length and width are adjusted, you may want to adjust your tension just a little bit. I loosen it just a little bit so the thread wraps more to the back. So we're going to put this underneath. And we'll do this stitch and then we'll try a couple others. Sometimes I like to just try a couple different ones to see which ones I like best. that one a peek. And if you look, now it kind of looks like a stripe. That's kind of pretty. That's a nice little embellishment to there. Let's try a different one. So play with a few different ones, see which ones you like. Let's do a, let's see, let's try this one. Again, width, length, tension. That one's pretty. That one's a little softer. It's a little, you can see more like a almost like a little pinstripe, as opposed to this one, which really looks like it's striped fabric. So that's a nice different look. And we'll do a zigzag. Just to get a different effect. Oops, I didn't adjust the tension. I need to do that. As you can see, the zigzag gave us little V shapes, which is again another nice embellishment. So next I want to show you how I join this. Because it's stitched down, we can't join it like we normally do, so it's a little bit different. And I just want to show you real quickly how we do the join. So we're going back to our regular stitch. We're going to move the needle all the way over to the right like it was before. Then we're going to back it up just one bump, so it's a little closer to the cord. And I'll just show you how we do the join. I'm going to again start with a little bit of free end here. And in case you forgot, I'll show you one more time how to turn the corner. We're going to snip a 1/2 inch up from the edge using the snippet scissors with that little bitty notch. That notch will catch the fabric, and it stops at the 1/2 inch. And we're going to sew until we're a 1/2 inch from the edge, which is where the bobbin cover meets the throat plate. Pivot, take our stiletto, stab, turn the corner, and push. And watch this. Watch how that rocks back up. Watch that. It rocks back up, and there we go. And what that does is it gives us a nice square corner. See? No bubble in the corner. Nice and square. Then I'm going to show you how to do the join. And it's simple as this. I'm going to take this and kind of curve it down. I'm going to do this one and curve it down and just do a slight overlap. And as we get to it, we're going to let the pivot just kind of adjust and go over. Just so do a few stitches. Let the foot adjust. A few stitches. Let the foot adjust. A few stitches. And now we're just going to sew right over this cord. So we're going to push that kind of out of the way. And there we are. So one last thing I want to tell you is if you really like to do some of these fun stitches, so if you come back to the screen, let's go into some decorative stitches. Let's say you wanted to do something fun like maybe this scallop, or maybe this little loop-de-loop, or maybe this little scroll, like little quilting line, or maybe these little flowers. If you want to do any of these designs, can you do that with this? Absolutely. What you would want to do is take your bias, and you're going to stitch right down the middle, make the stitch as wide as you can, go right down the middle, add a little stabilizer if you need to so it doesn't pucker up. And then after the stitch is in, then you're going to fold that over and make your welt cord. And then you've got a different embellished cord. Thanks for watching and learning how to make embellished welt cord. If you'd like to see some more of my videos, go to sewathomeclasses.com.